Hello, hello. Hello, welcome. Anybody out there? Anybody at all? Hello, Tom Morgan. Am I streaming too early in the morning for people? I don't know. Hello, hello. Not too early? Good, good. All right, we're going to continue on with some PS5 power supplies in a moment. I'm going to let some other people get in here. And I've just been looking at this little add-on module that's part of that repair kit. Very interesting, I suppose. Morning. Well, see if I can get this to refresh. Okay. We do have some more supplies to work on. We have two more actually. Put this little module back in there. I was just drawing out a schematic of it. Not much to it. Not much to it at all. Get this load on. We're going to need that. All right. We have two more 400 DRs to work on here. The one with the leaky Q form also, that was the main issue. Also had to replace the DNP014. It had shorted. Had to replace the DNP014, and also on that same side, on the cold side, there was a diode. D131, I think it was, that was shorted. So quite a bit of damage to that one. Andy, I don't think you're first. Maybe I'm wrong. But welcome anyway. Oh, you're attracted. A little early to start. Hello, Andy. A little early to start retracting messages, is it? It's never too early to start retracting messages. There's Russ. Oh, is it Andy's birthday? Well, happy birthday, Andy. I did not know. I waited and waited for you to start streaming, and you didn't, so I guess you're celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Like I mentioned, we do have two more 400 DRs to repair here. And luckily, none of these so far have had any kind of bugs in them, so I'm always grateful for that. We'll get started, though. Maybe some more people will drift by. They'll stop by and visit us. Guess I could go ahead and turn on my hot air station. I'm just getting, it's early in the morning here, so it's like it's 9 a.m. here, so everything is turned off. I'm just getting woken up well. He's not lying, is he? Andy's not lying. It is his birthday, right? He's not just going for attention, is he? I wouldn't think he would do that. Some of these just pop right open. We had some pretty good ones yesterday. If you missed that stream, I guess you can go back and watch it. I think we streamed about 2.5 hours. I don't think any of these that Chip sent me had been opened. Doesn't look like anybody had tried to open them. Because usually there's some marks. You can kind of tell. All right. Another beautiful emerald green 400 DR. Put that case somewhere. I'll be looking for it later. What are we talking about? "100% your birthday." All right then. All right. We will take your word for it. Are you sharing your age? Are you letting people know your age? Hello, hello. Hello, Rick. So, another ADP 400 FR. I should have done I worked last night on something that was kind of interesting. I should have saved it. We could have done it on the stream. I went to see my son, who may be watching, I don't know, yesterday. And he has some outdoor inflatables decorations. And the power supply wouldn't work. Here's the power supply. A supposedly sealed 12-volt, 1.5 amp unit. And water had gotten into it. It's a little tiny switching supply. So I had to take that apart and repair a lot of corrosion, liquid damage. You know, it just, when water gets in there and it still has power on it, bad things happen. But anyway, I was able to get it back. It's working. We'll go down and install that this evening and see if we can get his holiday inflatables working. So that was a fun repair last night. My birthday is October 13th. I was actually born on Friday the 13th. So, yeah, well, 36 today. That's very young, Andy. Very young. Very young. I mean, compared to me, I'm 58. But as I like to say, it's better than not having a birthday, not getting any older. It's better than that option. So, well, Andy, I hope you had a good birthday. I guess it's getting on over in the afternoon over in England. So, hope you have a good, birthday planned with family and friends? If so, you are very blessed. Always remember that. If you've got family and friends around to celebrate events with, enjoy it. All right. I'm going to start out, as I always do, with this DAP 053 red probe on the negative terminal of the capacitor. We're in diode mode. We're going to see if we have any shorts. 1, 2 is shorted. Okay. It only takes 1, and number 2 is shorted. 3, 4 is ground. 5, 6, 7 and no connect. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is no connect. 13, 14, 15. 15 is also shorted. And 16. So 2 and 15. So, yeah, I need to go ahead and take that IC off of there, and we'll see if those shorts go away. I bet they do, though. I bet they do. We could still have something external bad. Huh. Good morning from Chicago. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's cold up there. I was born in East Chicago, Indiana. All I remember is snow and ice. That's all I remember. I was quite young, though. Let's see if we can get this chip off of here. Where's my favorite tweezers? Everybody has a favorite set of tweezers. I do as well, and I have dropped them and bent them many times. And I straighten them back out and we go again. I'm not sure if they still make those. I have some other tweezers, but you know, I have my favorites. Adding a little bit of leaded solder. Try to help this chip come off without me having to put a ton of heat into this board so we don't popcorn it. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Is our short gone on 2 and 15? Go to diode mode, it'll be fine. I'm sure it is, though. Let's see. Pin 2. 0.17. That seems awful low, considering there's no chip there on pin 2 right now. It's only going to go lower when I add a chip back on there. Excuse me. About 15. That looks fine. 7/10. That's probably fine. May have to take a closer look at 2 though. 0.17. This is that PFC boost feedback circuit I've talked about way too much. And there's a Zener on this circuit right here. ZD37. It could have gone 0.18. Like I said, this is only going to go lower. This should probably be like Let me look. Let's take a look. Where is that window? There it is. Yeah, 0.575. So this is the one that has two 7.5 meg ohm resistors. It's sensing this 400 volts, 395. 7.5 meg, 7.5 meg, then a 750K. They eliminated that in later, like the ERs and the FRs. I think they eliminated that resistor for some reason. Then it comes out here and there's a Zener limiting it. What if that's maybe an 8.2 volt Zener? Looking at that part number. And resistor to ground, capacitor, and into pin 2. Well, there is also, now that I think about it, there is this MOSFET down here. That could be it. That could be an issue, because it does often get popped if there's any kind of lighting damage. That's part of a shutdown circuit from the other side over here. So that Zener doesn't usually get popped. So let's lift this MOSFET right here, because it does usually get popped. That this MOSFET is much more, sensitive than that Zener is. Okay, we'll get rid of that now. Hello. What are we talking about here now? Oh, somebody's gifting memberships. Well, wow. I wish I had the automatic, what the heck? I wish I had the automatic alerts for this. I'm a horrible YouTuber. TK Electronics, thank you. 10 memberships. Wow. That's nice, thank you. That's very nice of you. I don't think anybody's ever done that for me. That's very kind of you. Wow. TK Electronics. Well, thank you, TK Electronics. That is very nice. Wow. Kind of exciting. No one's ever gifted memberships for me before like that. Okay, pin 2 is still, 0.18. That's very suspicious. So the Zener could be bad. I doubt it, though. The capacitor could be bad here. I doubt that, too, though. More than likely, if we follow this on around, is it Q34? Or did I go crooked there? Let me see what it is. Q34. It is Q34. So more than likely, it's going to be this thing. So let me lift it. Let me lift it and see what happens. Welcome. Yeah, it is pretty awesome. Yeah, it is very awesome of him. That'll let us repair. Grass puddle. Sneaking in. That was very kind of you there, TK Electronics. Much appreciated. Okay, I was going to lift that Q34, at least lift one leg of it, as soon as I find my solder wick. Okay, well, I found some. I'm not sure if this was the roll I was using earlier or not. It keeps disappearing. I do have a, I think I told you guys yesterday, I've got a portable oscilloscope coming. Probably going to use that more at work, but I'm going to use it on power supplies when I'm chasing down, when I need to work on something when it's plugged in the outlet to give me some isolation. I can't have it plugged in, you know, to the charger when I'm using it that way. I put it on my wish list, so maybe I'll get it. I know I've already got it. I've seen it. It's down the hallway in the spare bedroom. I could literally go and get it right now. But I probably shouldn't do that because certain members of my family may be watching, monitoring me, as they like to do, sometimes heckling me. Okay, let's go to pin 2 again now that I've lifted that MOSFET. And let's wake up my meter. Get the fuzz off the end of that probe. 2. All right, now we're 0.7. Okay, so now we're reading across, you know, basically we're reading the forward voltage across this, or reverse voltage across this zener right here. That's what we're reading, because one other end of it's ground. So it was that MOSFET. So we need that MOSFET. Q34, very common. They die a lot. A lot. This is why I bought 100 of them, I suppose. That's it's marked 704. If you can see it there. And it's a common. There it is. It's a 2N7002 KT is what it is. That's the part. And if I'm smart, I put the little marking on it at the end of it in parentheses. And you can see how many of them I've used out of this strip of 45. I think I got 45 from Mauser at the time because that's all they had. Because it's kind of an odd number. I would have bought 100. I think at that time, you could use other parts. There's nothing that special about this thing. Where'd it go? I just dropped it. It's underneath it. I'm trying to remember though, this is the 2N7002 KT. Because these things use a lot of tiny MOSFETs, the 2N7002s. But there's a couple of different revisions of them. Hello. Someone else has joined THRC has joined Tex. Well, thank you for becoming a member. I guess I'm lucky I looked over here. Yep, it is Andy's birthday. That's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate Andy in all of his greatness and all of the switch lights that he has repaired. Speaking of switch lights, I've got one here I need to repair. I think I know what's wrong with it. This is one I fixed. I don't remember what I did to it. Sold it and it came back. It wouldn't turn on. It would charge, give you the charge indication, but would not power on. But I think the issue is going to be the buttons and or the ribbon cables, because I noticed when I got it back, I could turn it on, but the volume down doesn't work. So I'm betting there's a problem with that ribbon cable. Volume down does not work. It's on the same ribbon. He is the blue screen. I've only fixed one blue screen switch light, and it was just corrosion up under the RAM. I was able to reflow it. Hello, hot cows. I was able to reflow the RAM on it, and it worked perfectly then. $10 subs for an OLED screen. Yeah, he does love his OLED screens. That's why I have not bought. Excuse me, I got to cough a second. I have not bought any OLEDs to work on just because those screens fail so often. They'll just die much quicker than the regular, you know. They'll just die suddenly. No, Andy is your man for all your switch light needs, particularly OLEDs. I was just going to show you something. Let me bring up that this 2N7002KT. Where is my documents? PS5. Ah, 704. Where is this? I'm trying to pull up the data sheet for this MOSFET. I know I have it. I think I have it. I can't just Google the thing. I usually have it saved, you know, with the marking code at the beginning of the listing in my information. All right, I will do it the hard way. 2N7002 KT. 2N7002 KT. Where is it? Data sheet. Come on, DigiKey. I'm trying to get the data sheet to load on DigiKey here. And it is taking its sweet time. And it's still taking its sweet time. What the heck is going on? I can probably find it in my own. What I was trying to show you was, though, if this is the MOSFET that I think it is, it's not the basic 2N7002. But maybe I'm wrong. For some reason, I can't get it to load on DigiKey. Let me try another. So we'll see if Mauser will treat us any better. KT. That's where I got these from. No, that's not it, but it'll work. Let me see if I can swap this around. Properties. That's it. Okay. Now, kind of makes it easier. This is basically it, though, if you can. But a regular, just a second. I'm getting choked up. I'm so emotional. A regular 2N7002 does not have this back-to-back diode from gate to source. It's some type of protection for, ESD protection. See what it says? It's off the screen. It's off the screen. Let me get rid of the microscope. See, ESD protected gate. That's the difference between a regular 2N7002 and this, what does it end in? KT? Anyway, if you're interested in that kind of thing. And they use both types in this, but this particular one does have that ESD protection on the gate. So, yeah. Exciting stuff, I know. Does Andy do screens? I wasn't aware he did screens. I've also never seen anybody use epoxy to put a screen on. I use double-sided, very thin double-sided adhesive. I was kind of in and out, Andy. Did you epoxy that screen on? That's what it looked like when I last looked up. You were mixing some two-part epoxy, and I was thinking, is he going to glue that on? Because that next poor soul is going to have a real problem trying to replace that. have my microscope up there, do I? I was just going to remove this little MOSFET without with hot air if I could. Just for reasons, I don't know. Should be free. And then it's time for a manual removal. Just bring our pliers in here. And, oh, it fell apart. But if it wasn't bad, it's bad now. But it was bad. Yeah, but now I got to get rid of that. Now I got to get rid of that plastic. So turn a 2-minute job into a 5-minute job. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying something new with it. Oh, there's, yeah, on the multimeter, the OLED, I do like them. It's these meters when they first came out, these OLED screens failed like crazy. This is one that I bought used off eBay. I didn't pay the ridiculously high prices for these things. This is one I bought used off of eBay off of someone named Ben Heck. I don't know if some of you may know him. And he signed it for me. But Ben Heck, he used to do, he did stuff for Newark Electronics or Element 14. You know, he did YouTubes. He was always chopping up gaming consoles and, you know, redoing them, make them into something else, and put them in smaller boxes. So, but I bought it with a non-working display, and I put this display in it. So you can get these meters, you know, sometimes relatively cheap, and the display's like $100, maybe 90, $100. And I think these aftermarket displays seem to be pretty darn reliable. And it just looks, in person, it just looks really pretty. I bought another one. I liked it so much I bought another one and got it in white. Just because I like them. I don't remember I didn't pay a whole lot for the meter. Maybe $250. I don't remember. And I just put the display in there myself. And anyway, I have a bit of a meter problem. I do have many multimeters. Far more than any one person needs, I know, but still. Just sit on there, would you? All right. Solder. This one is probably just going to need that DAP 53 and the and this MOSFET. Probably. There's a good chance. I may have to get some more of those DAP 53s. Oh, you went crooked on me, didn't you? I guess I will use some hot air to straighten it out. That bothers me, the way it went crooked. better. All right. Let's get back to this other chip over here. How many do I have left? I've used so many of them. What is that? Is that a... That's a used one that I used yesterday. Let me try that one. I put it back in there, so it's... Hopefully it's good. Looking to see if it's been glued down before. That's just flux. So this is one that I installed while working on something. And then took it back out. And it's very sticky, and so are my tweezers. Until we hit it with some heat and all the flux goes. Gets mobile suddenly. Okay. Touch it up, make it a little prettier. Add a lot more flux that I'll have to blow out from under the chip later on. That's all part of it though. All right. Yeah, we had a short on 2 and 15. Both of those should be resolved now. There's 2. There's 15. I'm betting she runs now. I never did check that fuse, but let's see if the fuse blew. Not really any reason for it to, unless the MOSFET's shorted. There's no reason for it to blow. Fuse is good. Let me check that fusible resistor. If it's good, then we know the MOSFETs did not short. Yep, it's good. So, yeah, just the chip. Which is good that it doesn't always blow those MOSFETs whenever the, you know, because what could happen is it, you know, when the DAP53 goes bad, it could, you know, send 8-10 volts out to the gates of those MOSFETs and force them on constantly, and then they would burn. 5 amps. Turn that on. I need to get my other meter, another Agilent meter. We're going to monitor that PFC boost voltage to see if it runs away or something. All right. Where's my leads for the DC load? Five amps. Yep, we're on. All right. I'm going to give it some AC and ease up. I like to stop right in here and check the current. Okay, just so there's no short on the front end, the current would be going way up at that point. Somewhere about in the middle here, you should start trying to kick over. Like that. Yep, well, you could get that out of there. 392.5, acceptable. What do we have on the output? 12.083. She works. Hello, Riyadh Tech. Thank you for becoming a member. It is fixed. You had the fuse was okay and the MOSFET went bad. I wonder how it shut down fast enough not to, when the MOSFET's short, that's 400 volts going to ground through that little 0.1 ohm resistor. Oh, hello, King Nothing. Welcome. Oh, you got a ROG ally? ROG? I've got one of those, ROG. Republic of Gaming Allies. I fixed. I was lucky, I guess. Mine had been reset. And mine, I didn't do a video on it. It just had some physical damage. It had gotten dropped. The button on the corner, one of the shoulder buttons was cracked, and some of the case was cracked. So it was really just taken apart, and I mixed up some 2-part epoxy and glued it back together, and it worked fine. It's sitting on my nightstand right now, and I keep intending to play with it. It came with the charger and the case and everything, and I've yet to play anything on it. But it's there. No, there's Worms. Have you been here, Worms? Hello. No, this is 5 of 6. This is number 5 of 6. And this is a DR. We do need to check it, though, at the full 31 amps. So I'm going to unplug it from my little isolation transformer. Plug it up back there in the outlet. Maybe slide things around a little. And so we can watch it. And I'm going to start ratcheting up the load. 10 amps. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 amps. We're still rock solid. 25 amps. Looks beautiful, stable. 30, 31 amps. That's its fully rated capacity. 11.98 is great. I'll give it 32 amps. It'll run at 32 amps as well. That is a nice working supply. Very stable. Okay, so that one was just the DAP53 and the MOSFET Q130. I don't want to say the wrong number. Q34. Q34. Let me switch that. How do I switch that? Properties. Okay, and turn it on. That one. We replaced Q34. Because it is hooked to the same pin on number 2 right there. It is nice to see more members. Thank you. Full power. I did round it up to 32 amps. Yeah, I'm lucky I haven't had to replace the port on one of those ROG Allies. Are they that hard to find? I guess it's like a combo port, isn't it? It's got like the USB-C and there's some other pins, which I assumed were for like an HDMI out or something. I haven't really done any research on it though. And mine is what I got is just the ROG Ally. It's not the Extreme or anything like that. I think I paid about $200 for the thing though, because it just looked like something kind of cool to work on. And it was turning on. In the pictures you could see it was turning on. Just had some physical damage to it. probably need to tie my Steam account to it so I can actually install some games on it or something. See if we can discharge these capacitors before we handle this. Okay, that looks good. All right, it's clean. I don't need to clean it or anything. Let's put it back in this plastic housing here. This is the only model that has the little snaps. You have to, like, there's actual little snaps that hold the board in, and you have to like release them to get it to go down. You have to kind of, there you go. And the same one at this end. There it goes. Just two of them. Oh, come on, don't do that. Sometimes that corner doesn't like to go in. When you go to put it back together, it'll just kind of fight you. So we got to take it back apart or unsnap it on this side and try to start again, maybe a little differently. Well, come on, just try not to break the plastic. All right, now what gives here? It's around the AC input plug. Sometimes it just puts up a fight. Oh, I see what I've done. I think I've bent that piece of plastic there. Is that what's holding me off? I think I just need to start a little bit. And what if I just kind of go? No, still won't go down. This corner here won't go down. And it's probably because I deformed the plastic there a little when I took it apart. All right, what did I do to it? Sorry. I don't see anything deformed there. But this corner here does not want to go down. Let's look at the part that it mates up with. Something's not lining up. I know I broke that little tab there, but that shouldn't be holding me off. I'm going to take it out of the way. It's not doing anything anymore. Oh, it's this corner, wasn't it? Doesn't want to go together. I don't see anything. All right, there you go. That's what we call brute force and applied ignorance. All right. Come on. Try and get this little screw to drop down into the original threads. There you go. All right. Where's my sticky notes? And my pencil. What are we talking about over here? Wait a minute. Whose birthday is it now? I know it's Andy's. He alleges. Oh, yeah, I have had one Tektronix that I was able to reset, cleared the error codes, and it would come on. It was, I believe it was like a beep on off, and I was able to clear the error codes, and it turned on. Then something else happened though. It turned on for me one time. That wasn't the end of it, and I can't remember. It's been a few weeks ago. I ended up having to spend a lot more time on it. I can't remember what it was now though, but it would just do the beep on off until I cleared the error codes, and all of a sudden it was happy. So this is an ADP 400DR. It is repaired. And tested. At 31 amps. Okay. Now, what did I do with my roll of tape? I put it back in its regular spot in the closet here. We will move on to the next one. I worked on a PS5 yesterday I was going to do a video on, but it turned out to be not very interesting. It's still over here. I got to finish putting it back together. I mean, I just had to, somebody had, for some reason, taken an EDM 010 board and forced it into a, it's the chassis for a 1200 digital series. The 1215B is what it says on the frame. And they had whittled a lot of the plastic out to make it go in there, and the metal frame and heatsink was bowing because of things still weren't lined up right. But other than that, I had to just find another chassis and replace the ribbon cable with the Blu-ray, and it's working. I do need to test it thoroughly. I'll do that later on today. But I don't know why they transferred it to that chassis. Maybe it's banned. I don't think I haven't put it online yet. Maybe it's banned, something like that. What are we talking about? I see Chlor Slug, welcome. Yes. Is it Chlor Slug's birthday also? It's Andy's birthday, I thought. I don't know about this. Birthdays seem to be running rampant. It's possible, I suppose. All right. Moving on to the next one. They do share a birthday. Wow. And in the same community. That's unusual. Well, happy birthday, Chlor Slug. And Andy. Again. Do either of you suffer from the combination gift issue this close to Christmas time, you know? Instead of getting, you know, separate birthday and Christmas gifts, you get the combo. In other words, they cheat you. No, I'm not singing Amp Happy Birthday. Sorry. Yeah, the Christmas and birthday combo. It happens. But I mean, at what point? Yeah, I'm thinking December 3rd is far enough away you can't get away with a combo gift. I mean, even now at this point, what is today, the 12th, 13th? The 12th. Even now, it's kind of questionable. Now you get within like the week of Christmas, I guess it has a little more, you know, you can understand it a little bit better. All right, we're close. We are close. Come on. I've used these pry tools so much, they're made out of Chinesium. They kind of bend. Oh, should have done that. What did I break? Anything? I was afraid I'd knocked a component off the board. Nope. Nope. It's all good. Get you out of the way. I'm still trying to avoid those capacitors, even though I'm very sure that they are discharged, because I have not plugged this thing in, and I'm sure it's been laying in a box forever. Yeah, these are the ones that Chip Campbell, I think that's his name, sent me. Grass puddle. Oh, 5 days after Christmas. You're basically a New Year's baby at that point, aren't you? Yeah, everybody's busy getting ready for New Year's. No one has time to celebrate your birthday. It's sad. All right. Diode check. I will check these capacitors, but there's no reason for there to be any charge. We'll just put the meter across it. We'll just put the voltmeter across it and see what it says. It probably reads something, a few volts or something, because they will kind of build up a charge over time. Nope. 4 millivolts. 4 point, and I'm discharging it now. So, we are safe. Is our fuse good? I'm in diode mode, but still, it'll beep. Diode is good. Fusible resistor is good. This is going to be another dead controller. I can feel it in my bones. How about, let's say pin 1 is going to be shorted. Nope. Pin 2? Nope. 3? No. 4 is ground. 5? No. 6? 7 is no connect. 8? 9? 10? 11? We're running out of pins. There's no shorts. 12 is no connect. 13, not shorted. 14, 15, 16, no shorts. No shorts on any pins. Okay. Pin 1. I'm checking on these opto isolators over here. And off the top of my head, I'd say that all looks good. No shorts. So what's it doing? Is it trying to start and shutting down? Well, if there's no shorts, we're going to have to just give it some power. I'm assuming, we'll hit these MOSFETs. No. Those are the 12-volt MOSFETs. What about the PFC MOSFETs? Or MOSFET? No. But a quick resistance check. There's that 10K ohm from the gate to source. That looks all healthy. So what's the issue? Do we have a short on the output? No. We're climbing up. No short. Well, we're going to be forced to give it some power and see what goes boom. I've just about broken my little grabber here. I don't know what I've done to it, but it still grabs, but it twists in unusual ways. Okay, 5 amps. Let me get my meter in the view here. Let's shift everything over. Okay. One moment. Greetings, Carlos. Yeah. Mike, yeah, a lot of people don't touch power supplies, and I get it. Wait, is it Russ's birthday now too? Well, I'm just trying to catch up in the chat. I enjoy working on supplies though, and I also do it because I do refurbished consoles, and they've gotten so expensive now. I won't make, if I have to replace the power supply with another one, I won't make any money on the deal. You know what I'm saying? So I like to repair them. I mean, I also enjoy working on them. It's a challenge, but there's a financial reason. There's a financial piece to it also. If I have to buy another supply every time I find a dead one, what's the point? Because the prices have gotten stupid. I'm hoping after the first of the year, broken console prices kind of go back into somewhat normal range, which they are not right now. All right, let's give this thing a little AC voltage. We'll bring it up nice and slow. Make sure we can see everything. Yep. Wait. What's going on here? This voltage did not go up. What's our current draw? No current draw. Something's open. Because I'm up to about 30 volts AC into this, and we're not getting any rectified DC. We checked that fuse though, didn't we? Did we check that fuse and it was good? Let me unplug this a second. I thought we checked that fuse. Of course, I was in diode mode when I did it. Fuse is good. So what is open? Is our bridge open? Or one of these filters open? One of these line filters? Of course, there is an NTC resistor here. Something's open. Try that again, but I mean, I'm connected. There's 30 volts AC in. We should be getting some DC developed, and we're not. So if I check right, there's the neutral, 30 volts AC. So where does it stop? This is going to be easier to do with continuity mode. It's just going to be easier to do. I'm wondering, this little small line filter right here looks, it's a common mode choke. 30 volts on that side, 2 on the other. All right, let me kill that. Let's look at this. We definitely have something on the input open. Because I get the feeling we're not even making it to the bridge rectifier. Just a second. Or is that just glue? It looks odd, but then again, they're varnished, so it may be what I'm seeing. Let's just go to continuity mode. Flip this board over, and let's see. Here's that first filter. That seems open. The other side of it, is it totally open? Both sides of it? I mean, it's labeled on the board here. You can see the, what the path should be. See right here where I'm looking? Nothing. Which then again, maybe I hit it with a screwdriver when I was prying this thing open. Is that a possibility? Some maniac with a screwdriver. It doesn't look damaged though. But seriously, I may have hit it. But it doesn't look physically damaged. It does look discolored though. Yeah. Yep. We'll go to the full screen. Oops, wrong thing. So maybe you can see it. Does it look a little bit cooked? Right in there. Look like it may have taken a surge. I thought that would flake off, but it's not flaking off. It's a little bit rubbery and soft. You see, I can push on the probe and leave an indentation. I thought it would be kind of brittle. It would pop right off of there, but it does look a bit cooked right there in the middle. Huh. Apparently it was able to open up both sides of it. Hello, hello. I was just checking the chat out. It's always Russ's. Okay, it's always his birthday. I missed that. I missed that part of the meeting. I guess I was late for that day. I missed that. So that little filter. I've never seen them go bad. I mean, I've seen those filters go bad in other electronics, definitely, but. Okay, let's get it off there. Where is my solder wick? A little bit of delicious, tasty Kingvo flux. Good to the last drop. Okay, is it going to pop right off of there now? No. Oh, so. No, I didn't drain the caps because it never made it to the caps. So Andy, you plan on streaming today? I know it's your birthday, but you do have an obligation to the community. Have you read over your contract? I believe it does say that you will stream every day for a minimum of 2 hours. Oh, come on, let go. There we go. There we go. Oh, is Worm going to stream? Good morning, Johnny Makers. What are we talking about? I'll never let go. I don't guess. I mean, we could fix this one. It's literally just wire wound around a toroidal core. I kind of want to see where it burned in there, where it opened up. Can we get down in there? Oh, yeah. There it is. Right there. don't think I have any. I may have some magnet wire this size. We could just wind us another one. Just count the number of windings. Or actually, well, this cord may not be any good anymore, but you know, I'm sorry, as far as magnetically, since it took a pretty good hit. I'll see if I've got one on a donor board. I'm not sure if I have a DR donor board though, and yep. So, oops, I dropped it. Where'd it go? So that's one winding, and there's the other. And I guess, are they both down here? Stuck together? There's one winding. I don't know. Both windings were open. All right, let me see if I have a donor. We could just bypass it. It's pretty much done for. It did its job, I suppose. Well, actually, its job is to keep noise off the AC line. To keep the switching noise. Let's see. There's this supply. We could, look like it's got some good parts on it, doesn't it? You know what? It does have that same coil. If you like crispy power supplies, there's your crispy power supply. There's not a lot of parts on there I can use. I think I've used some parts from the other side. But yeah, it's not looking good. What about... This looks like it has the same small FL1. Same footprint. Yeah, okay, I'll use this one. We'll save this one for another day. Yeah, this one was, I don't remember, I think this is from a lot that I bought or something, I can't remember. It was obviously submerged in water while it had power on it. So, anyway. Now it's more of a conversation piece. How do you vaporize wire like that? Lightning. A lightning strike. It's probably not a direct lightning strike. Lightning strikes a tree nearby the AC power line, and you get a huge spike on your AC line. That's what usually happens. When you get a direct strike from lightning, you end up with dust. Things disappear. They just go away. They no longer exist. So this is usually stuff caused by nearby lightning strikes. Let me see if I can get this one out. I think this supply was probably, I don't know, it may have been a good one, I don't remember. But I stole the PFC transformer off, PFC coil off of it. And so now I just keep stealing parts of it. Because it's not like you can buy that PFC coil. They're not going to sell you that. But for testing purposes, we could just put some wires across there and it would work. It would work. This may have been all it got. I mean, because it was, the diode readings looked good on that chip. But it was a pretty good strike. All right, are you going to, oh, that came right out. All right, now this is how it was oriented. I don't know if it really shouldn't matter, but I'm going to hold it the same way. That's how it came out. Put that to the side. Put this one back in there. Come on. Looks like I didn't quite clear the holes out. So one of these tiny legs is being a problem. Okay. Looks like I cleaned out got all the legs cleaned out except maybe one. It's being a problem. Okay. Yeah. And she went right in there. All right. It's a little bit messy. A little mess from the flux I put on there to take it off. Okay. So now we should have a path. Continuity mode. We should have a path all the way from the AC input into the bridge rectifier. So let's see. If I go from, like here's the fuse. Yeah, there's one leg of it. And the other leg is, if I can see where the wire attaches down there. I think is it here? Yeah, it's there. So yeah. Now we got a path into our bridge rectifier. Because I can show you, let's see. Which we had nothing because, where is it? This blew open. Filter 1 completely open. So we had nothing making it to the bridge. But we have continuity from here all the way into the bridge now, so yeah. Should be much better. Yep, I did find a donor. Like I could have just, if I didn't have a donor, yeah, I would bridge that filter out. I would totally do that. All right. And if I really wanted to take the time, I could pick this apart, count the number of windings, take some magnet wire, rewind it, glue it. Who has time for that? It's birthday time. We don't have time for that. It's the season of birthdays. Where'd my AC? Alrighty. Let's get everything lined back up where we can all see what's going on. All right. Now let's give it some, I'm going to dial that all the way down. I'll give it some AC voltage. Can we see? Well, not with my arm in the way, you can't. Now we're getting some rectified DC there, aren't we? See, at 30 volts, we get about 39 volts rectified DC. And when I get up somewhere out in the middle of this dial, we should start firing over, unless we have other issues. And we don't have other issues. She came right up. Ta-da! 5 amps. $12,062, $12,063, love it. Just took out that one filter. You do love to see it come back to life. I do love it. It is a, you know, people who do this kind of stuff, there is definitely that dopamine hit you get when something comes back to life. You know. All right, that's 5 amps of load. Let's go ahead and run it up to 31 amps and see what happens. $10 amps, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 amps, 20 amps, 25 amps, 11,987, still fine. 30 amps, 31 amps. And one to grow on, 32 amps. Rock solid. That's a good supply. Okay. So, we're 6 for 6. Unplug it. Discharge it. Try to make it safe. Apparently I'm not getting on those leads. What is going on here? Oh, my discharge tool is not working. Just noticed something. The lead is backed out. There we go. Okay. What did I do with that case? Get this board to sit down. There we go, and one over here. There we go. Back in there. Hopefully she'll snap together cleanly. Yep. What are we talking about? Oh, the one that was unstable? No, I have not gotten it stable. It's still over off to the side. but we have not forgotten about it. I see it. It's over here. We have not gotten it. And I'm going to try something with it. This kit that Chip sent me with these power supplies has these 2 X capacitors in there. And if you look at the documentation, it says it's for stability. So, do those things fail? Now, they're on the AC input line. And they call them X capacitors because they're across the line. There's also what they call Y capacitors, you know, from one side of the AC line to ground or to chassis. But these are 2 X capacitors. I'm wondering if those make a difference. Maybe not. But I mean, I've never seen one fail. But then again, if they fail to open, how would you know? You know? Yeah, it's still over here, Worms. It's staring at me. It's staring at me. That's it. My nemesis. I haven't forgotten about it, but I had to move on to some other things. And I had the thought that working on some other supplies, I might see a similar issue, and maybe I'd find it, and then circle back. Always the circle back. At least that's the plan. But sometimes it is better to get away from something for a while and come back. A lot of times you have a different perspective when you come back. You get away from it, you know, let your mind clear. Repaired. Tested. At 31 amps. Okay. Some tape. So, there's that. And we have that. And that. And that. And that and that. So, there we are. Okay, I can get that off the screen. 6 for 6. Yeah, I'm not getting it either. The 6, I don't get it. I would try. Hey, Russ, aren't you getting into power supplies? I thought you were. I thought that was next on your repair journey. So, yeah. Put this somewhere. That was 4 DRs, 2 FRs. Put some parts up. And our toroidal coil. Common mode choke is what the actual name of these things is. What else? I'm out of power supplies at the moment. I got a PS5 I need to finish working on here, but it's just assembly stuff, basically. This right here. had this chassis laying around. I was going to, like, so this is a EDM 010 that arrived in a 1200 series chassis that had been, where is that chassis? They had cut the plastic on it, trying to make it fit. Some of you may have run into this before. See what they've done. If you look, I don't know if you can see, it's a 1215B digital chassis, and they've whittled away the plastic, and of course it still didn't fit right. They got it in there, but it makes you wonder, what happened to the original chassis? Why don't you have that? But it's all, so anyway, I had a dead APU, chassis laying around with a power supply. And this 4-pin cable was missing. I had one of those. It still would not recognize the drive. And I was very worried that this was not the right drive for it. Because of the way it was all piecemeal put together, I'm like, what are the chances that, that this is the drive for this motherboard? But it was. It did read a disc. It's got a Minecraft disc in it right now. But what I forgot to do, when I started to put it all back together, there's no antenna on this power supply. The power supply is good, but there's no antenna. So that won't work. So I got to take it all back apart here, which it wasn't that much together. Let's see, but it did come with this. The power supply that's in here is the one that was in my donor chassis. Here's the one it came with, so I'll just swap that in there. It's a little dirty. Looks like it's had roaches on it. A little dirty. But it does have the antenna. Doesn't seem to be broken. Well, I'll take that back. Well, I thought it wasn't broken. I'm seeing something now on the cable. Yeah. I don't think that's going to work. The other one's still good, the black one, but that white one has been, I think that's, what that is? It's a screw went through it. The way they had it run around the chassis, it was just kind of thrown together in this thing. It was very loosely thrown together. That got in the way of one of those chassis screws. And the chassis screws are all in the wrong holes. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be using that. But I do have some other antennae. So I guess I'll be tossing that. I have a bunch of the blue and white cables, antennas, but are they a different length? Are they a different length cable? Looks like they'll reach. Are they too long? Anyway, what are the blue ones from? Is that from the 1100 series? No, I have not looked at the Xbox series, Xbox supplies, Roy. I have opened one of them and looked at it and dug through the stupid glue, what do you call, like caulk? It's like a, what do they call that stuff that they put in there? It has a name. Just looked at it. But I don't have any information on the things. So, good morning, Ryan Labs. Good to see you here. They don't sit properly. I'm trying to remember if the 10 series is the one with the black cabling, or if if I can make this one work. It's looking almost like that blue one's going to be a little short. Let's plug it in over there. Will that not work? I mean, maybe I can't route it. You know, you can route them around, come out this gap over here sometimes. Let me move this a little. You can route these wires where they will either straight across or through that gap right there. So if I save that, I'm gonna have to give it a try though, because I've got a bunch of these blue and white ones hanging up over off to the side. I'm sure I've got the black and white ones somewhere. I'm gonna have to give it a try. And also I've got this front ribbon is missing. I've just got it on a board here when I was testing it. So I need to find a ribbon. I have the ribbons, I know I do. Put a fan somewhere. So the 1000 series is the black and white. Okay. I don't want it across the middle of the silver plate. Can I not? I mean, will it reach if I run it right down through here and across? Yeah, it'll all have to come apart though to do this. Take the screws out of the back of it. Oh, did we freeze? Sorry, my window over here like froze. Let me refresh it. Okay. Well, I may have to just dig through my parts. I mean, I know I probably have one. Ah, here's one. Supply and all. What is this? It's got the black and white wires though. It's a DR. Let me test this power supply. See what it'll run to. See if it'll do. I like for them to do full current, although you don't need it. I do like for them to do it anyway. Where is that? Yeah. Well, she makes 5 amps. Oops, wrong button. 10 amps. 20. 31. That looked pretty good. Let me confirm that DC voltage. That reading over there on the DC load is after all the loss across the cables. 31 amps, 1197. I'll take that. I will take that. So we'll just swap in this whole supply. Put that one back wherever I got it from. Okay. I'm starting to get really cluttered. I've got pieces and parts laying everywhere. So, yeah, this needs to come out though. Oh, I never put the screws in there. Well, that's convenient. Take you out. Add you to the stack of power supplies. I do need to, while I'm in here though, I need to install that ribbon cable. That right there. And route that the way it should be. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. Like that. Let me find one of those stickers. I like to use tweezers. I'm trying to keep my fingerprints off these things so they'll actually stick. There we go. And honestly, I don't know. Yeah, this should be a good ribbon. The other, this is a different chassis altogether. The other front piece, I think this cable was missing. This cable had been yanked out and was probably damaged. But this is a different one. It was just missing that LED ribbon. So you should be able to go in there and not get pinched, I hope. Something like that. Power supply, power supply. What are we talking about? Crispy bacon, hello. The guy with the coolest name on the internet. Because who doesn't love crispy bacon? What did I do with that? Oh, it's right here. Our chassis. Well, our heatsink motherboard combination. Don't pinch the cables. I think that's down. Now I think let me look through the screws that were in this thing. I think the proper, fine threaded back screws were missing. They had some of these stuck in there. Those really coarse, the plastic ones. So I'm going to have to find some of those. Those little pointy son of a guns. I think I've used so many of those though. Oh, there's one. Don't disappear. There's two. All right, so we have parts. Go ahead and hook this ribbon up so it won't be flopping around. I need to get that old label off there. Of course, it doesn't want to come off in one piece. It didn't do too bad though. Come on now. All right. This one's got, oh yeah, got quite a few scratches in the front. I wonder if the one that came with it is any better. Not much better. Tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put one of these labels, one of these sticky pieces over it. Sometimes I get these in with, just really beat up fronts. You can put that over it. Kind of a textured black sticker. Makes it look a whole lot better. Hides those ugly scratches. Hello, hello. Oh, hot cows is better? Okay. To each his own. Hot cows or hot, crispy pigs. All right, so try not to remember to put this ribbon cable in. I really need to check. There it goes, it went in there. I don't know that these front USB ports work. So the proper thing to do is to put it back completely together, all 800 screws, and then try it. That's the best way to find out. That you need to take it all back apart again to replace that ribbon cable and or a connector. How did the connectors look, come to think of it? Well, they're not busted. How about the rear ones? I think they're fine. All right, maybe I'll put a few screws in it. And then test it. Just put enough screws in it so it doesn't fall off. Make this ribbon cable look good again. I mean this coax, the antenna coax. We'll put some brand new labels on there. What to do with those labels? These have come in very handy. Because making the original ones stick sometimes is a bit of an issue. These are available on Amazon. I should really have tested this before I stuck all these down. Probably so. Because I'll have to redo it all if I have to get to that ribbon cable. Where's my there it is, Blu-ray drive. And this is a brand new ribbon I had on hand. Got this from AliExpress. They are dirt cheap if you can buy them in bulk. I got a few of them. Of course, the ones for other models are a different width, so you have to make sure you get the right one. But I need to put a nice little bend in this. It's supposed to have a little bend into it right there or something. Hard to do once it's on there. Hard to get the proper bend. That's horrible. That's better. Let's bend the heck out of it till we break it. All right. 4-pin power for the Blu-ray. I see it over here. I took it apart over here. Okay. Fan. I have a couple of fans laying around. Just going to set it there. All right, let me get this set up over here. There are many, many PlayStation parts in my floor right now. Get this monitor to turn on. That's the old chassis. Don't need that. All righty. Will we have picture? Will we have front USB? Will I turn a camera around so that you can see? Oh, come on. My monitor went off over here. Okay, where? All right. Let me turn this off. Totally professional way of doing this. There we go. All righty, so you can see it. Turn on for me. Now that I think about it, I think I know I connected this controller to it. See if we get charge indication. We do get charge. Okay. I think our ports are good. Now we're just playing some Minecraft on it. Blu-ray works. This, yeah. Our LEDs are working now. I need to check the Wi-Fi. But the Bluetooth's working pretty well because I've got control now. This music will get to your brain after a while. It will totally get to your brain. All right, well, she is working. My isolation transformer? No, it's a B&K Precision. Model 1853. It's quite old. I think is it 18? No, I'm sorry, 1653. 1653. B&K Precision Dynascan. Of course, I don't know if they're in business anymore. But I bought it off eBay. I started working on power supplies. I needed an isolation transformer, a variable one, preferably. I think I bought it from some guy in Florida on eBay. I painted it. It was a little bit rusty on top. I painted it. I've never played Minecraft. I have many copies of the disc because of working on PS4s. Anytime you worked on a PS4, it was either Minecraft, GTA 5. I mean, that's what would be left in them. It is fixed. I just got to put it all back together. But yeah, she's going to work though. Well, 2 Syncore PRC. Okay, I have to look those up. I have thought about buying a little higher current capacity isolation transformer. Maybe like 4 or 5 amps. This little one that I have is rated is 2 amps. It's fused. It has a slow blow fuse right on the output. But it's been fine for me just for checking power supplies. I just can't run them up to full capacity. I can go up to about 10, 12 amps on the output, and then I'm running about 1.5 on the AC input. So I have blown the fuse before, and have to disassemble it to get in there to where it is. But I thought about it. A lot of the cheap isolation transformers, I noticed, you can get them from China. The knob's like on top of them and stuff, which is not very handy. I have to do the math. These supplies are capable of 12 volts at 31 amps. So roughly a little over 360 watts. Yeah, 3 amps would do it. Because you're running on the edge. If it's fused at 3 amps, it's probably going to blow the fuse. Unless it's a slow blow. But, yeah, I never played Minecraft. Yep, Andy, it's fixed. It's your time now, Andy. It's your time to shine. Read over your contract. You will stream every day, minimum of 2 hours. Okay, well, I think I'm out of supplies to work on for now. Maybe I'll get some more, but so. PR570. I have to look that up. Is that one of the fancy Syncores that you do it through buttons? I know Syncor made some nice equipment back in the day. I remember the old capacitor analyzer. You've used that thing before, and they had an inductor ringer for checking like flybacks and stuff, and deflection yokes and TVs. Still has the knob. I like having the knob. I want to be able to, dial it up. And this thing I like. It's pretty basic. It's pretty much just a transformer in there that you're adjusting the tap on it. But if I have a short, that thing starts humming and vibrating. I've got my hand on it as I dial it up. I can feel it start vibrating and I can hear it humming. And I know, nope, time to dial it back down. We got a short. We have a short. Where can I add? Anyway, I'm waffling on. Leakage check, yeah. See, I've got LCR meters, but none of the ones I have can check for leakage. They can't put out 200, 300, 400 volts to check for leakage. Of course, that's handy. For checking, is that for checking for like isolation and stuff? The hot pot tester? Safety, especially something with a metal chassis. No, never used one. I kind of know what they're for. I mean, I think I've seen it used or something, but I've never had to do it myself. A lot of that kind of stuff would come into play if you're working on like amateur radios, I would imagine. I mean like old radios. I'm talking about the old tube stuff where you're routinely dealing with hundreds of volts or into the kilovolts. Of course, a lot of that old stuff, they had isolation transformers. I mean, they had, what I'm saying? They didn't have switching supplies where they tied. Oh, for transformers? Gotcha. Insulation breakdown, that kind of stuff. I don't really deal with high voltage too much anymore. Well, like I said, these power supplies, 400 volts, that's about as high as I go. I used to work on some television transmitters that, old stuff built in the 40s and 50s or 30s. Stuff that they overbuilt everything, power supplies in the kilovolts. And if you get on it, it's not even going to know you're there. It's just going to, kill you and cook you and not even take it off the air. That was a lot of that stuff. You do that stuff with one hand behind your back. Keep one hand behind your back. Microwave. I fixed my microwave here. When I moved into this house a little over a year ago, microwave, the door switches, the door safety switches are bad to go bad. Luckily, I remember I replaced one of them. It worked, and then it quit again. And I didn't realize there was 2 switches on the door, and both of them, when the contacts get kind of iffy on those doors, and it's the current of the device is going through those safety switches, and it'll melt the contact, it'll melt the plastic. Industrial boards. I thought about getting into doing some. I wouldn't mind getting into like industrial power supplies because I think I could work on those. Maybe something I could, you know, in my retirement, if I ever get to retire, I could make some money at repairing industrial power supplies. Because a lot of that stuff I know you can't get schematics to. But I can usually, make my own schematics if I have a working one. Be kind of fun and interesting, I thought. If you have some regular customers, because industrial stuff like that, they will pay to get that fixed. I'm usually dealing with, consumer stuff that's throwaway. Elevator control boards. Elevators. Sloth, I know what you want, some Fanuc boards. I don't have a 204. I'm getting beat up on Minecraft over there. The yeah, I don't have 240 volts in my. This is a spare bedroom of my house. I don't have 240. But like I said, some supplies will work off of. Most switching supplies will work down to like 100 volts. Industrial microwave. Yeah, I know that you can get those transformers, and I thought about doing that, but I'm like, is it really worth it to me? This step-up transformer from 120 to 240. I know they make them, but it's not really worth it to me to do it. Yeah, I lost. I know. I saw I was getting beat up. There's always something that wanders up on you and kills you. Oh, you got it for $40? Wonder how much current is it capable of. Yeah, I thought about trying to do some industrial power supply stuff. I mean, I know, I think it's Mr. Carlson, Mr. Carlson's lab. He does some. He's got some regular, industrial customers that send him switching supplies to be worked on, because they're probably, a lot of those industrial supplies are probably very expensive to replace. They have a value to them, where consumer stuff, you throw it away and you get another one, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's something with some value to it. I know there's people that work on the Fanuc board, the controller boards and stuff. That's a good business. I don't know anything about them, and I know what they are. The all those modules for industrial control. That I don't think you can get schematics to any of that stuff. They won't share it. Yeah, the important thing, Sloth, is if you've got a good one to compare to. I mean, if you've got a good one to compare to, you don't necessarily have to have a schematic. It'd be helpful. But if you got something good to compare to, which is why I usually keep spare power supplies around here. Yeah. Like these supplies I'm working on aren't really worth repairing, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the challenge of it. But I'm probably going to sell them on eBay for about $30 each. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, CNC power supplies, yeah. I'm not sure if I've got any. Well, you could do mail-in service. I was watching a guy on YouTube the other day. Nick's Electronic Repair, Nick's TV Repair. He's repairing these control modules out of these Bobcats. It's kind of an interesting thing. You should check out his website. He's getting $475 to repair these panels, and apparently the biggest problem in it is the resistors go bad in them. I mean, like 10K ohm resistors, not because of current, they just open, and he ends up replacing them. The bad part is there's like a conformal coating over the boards, so he's got to scrape that stuff off and replace a bunch of, they're just little surface mount resistors, and that fixes most of the problem with them. He's got on his website, $475 flat rate repair, but he has to warranty it too. But I mean, that'd be something kind of neat. Again, something there's no schematics to, and the manufacturer's not gonna even talk to you about them. But they're, I think they're like $1,600 new if you have to buy that Bobcat control panel. But he says, I commented on one of his videos, and he said the devices are like 20 years old or something. But still, if you ever watch the number of resistors he's replacing, and they're not burned, they're just opening. And they're large resistors. They're just 10K or 1K. They're just open. So I can't help but think it was cheap resistors that because it doesn't look like, I mean, they're in a sealed, the YouTube channel is, let me look, is Nick's Electronic Repair, I think. Let me look. I like watching, I watch a lot of repair channels. I don't think he does live stuff, but he's got a lot of videos on these Bobcats though. Nick's Electronic Repair. Let's see. Yeah. He also does he's got a TV repair channel, which I've worked on quite a few TVs myself, which is something else that's just not hardly worth it anymore. Let's see. I can paste that into the chat. He's interesting to watch. Like I said, those Bobcat. I mean, I would just love to. I'm not quite old enough to retire, but I'm starting to think about things like, if I do retire, what could I do? What kind of repair? I want to repair things. I want to be able to make some money at it. Not looking to get rich, but I want to make some money at it. You know what I'm saying? I want to make something. I don't want to lose money. So, yeah, TVs, unfortunately, I've got some I need to get rid of now. This TV right here that I'm playing Minecraft on, this is my little test one. I bought this at our local Sam's Club warehouse. It's a Vizio 4K 50-inch. It was $128. $128. Why are you hitting me? What are you? Oh, a spider. Yeah. And there's a skeleton over there. Crap. I can't remember how to jump in this stupid game. Anyway. Oh, now it's the tutorial, so I'm going to sit here and die as I'm stuck in a menu. Oh, well. Or maybe it pauses the game since it's a tutorial. Hello. But yeah, a lot of the money I make repairing these things, I end up rolling back into tools, equipment. I just enjoy this. It's a hobby though, where you can have fun, and but you can actually make some profit off of it. So it's a win-win to me. I enjoy doing it. I'm going to do it anyway, so why not do it on some devices and I can actually make a little money at it. Hello, Sean. Made in Turkey? I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess I need to get into the right group of people. You know, people who know the industrial scene, because I don't know it. You know, I don't know what items people will pay to repair that are worth repair. Because the consumer stuff is not so much. I mean, I do enjoy the PlayStations though, so I'll keep doing them. Hello, hello. But I do enjoy power supplies, so I kind of thought I might could find something. Yeah, Ryan Labs, but I guess, they're also expecting a pretty quick turnaround from you. I'm going to guess if there's money on the line, they're going to expect, which I always felt you should be having modules like power supplies for like something. If it's something like an industry that you need, you should have spares on hand. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I dealt with broadcast television transmitters and stuff. And like one of the guys I used to work with used to say, like there is just no excuse to go off the air because of a fuse and not have a spare. I mean, or a little power supply module. If it's in something and you know you can't do without it, you should have a spare sitting there, ready to go. If it's something crucial and it doesn't cost a ton of money, why wouldn't you have it sitting there ready to go? If you can't stand like to be off the air, to be offline, if you can't, then you need to have those spares ready to go, and it makes sense. Things like those little wall wart power supplies. Might cost you $5 or $10, but could take you off and cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why wouldn't you have it sitting there? Oh, the Tektronix TV generators. As an analog TV? Yep. If something is mission critical, why wouldn't you have spares of relatively cheap stuff? Now you can't have a spare whole everything, but small modules, power supplies fail. They just fail. You should have a spare. Well, guys, I'm going to go. I'm just waffling on here. May get some lunch, but I enjoyed it. And we'll get some more supplies and we'll do some more streams. I'm about to have to get back to work. So I won't be able to stream. I'll be working for a few days. But we'll do it again. We'll get some more supplies or some more PlayStations. We'll fix something. But I do enjoy doing it. I enjoy, chatting with you guys and learning things and trying to fix things. So, but I'm going to go find some lunch. And you all have a good rest of the day.